Hello there, Stevos. We're back. We are back for 2024 with more great contents for you. Weekly vlogs coming soon. But in the meantime, though, it's a new week, and there's been some movies that I've seen, and I thought, you know what? There's a couple of films that I thought I'd talk about. So, without further ado, it's the movie wrap-up, episode 11. You're watching Steve's movie wrap-up, episode 11, right here on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial. Your Christmas or Mine Too. So, Your Christmas or Mine Too. Firstly, can I just say that I did point this out in the previous episode, but I will let you know in this episode there is going to be some Christmassy kind of movies I'm going to be talking about here. Promise, this is the last of them, okay? It's the last of them. But obviously there is a few that I have watched in the past week, just like in between Christmas and New Year, that I thought I'd very quickly talk about. This is one of them, Your Christmas or Mine Too. For some part of the movie, I did enjoy it, and don't get me wrong, there are some enjoyable moments to be had with this film, and there was moments where I did laugh out loud at some of the scenes as well, but I don't know. I'm still rather mixed as to whether the original needed to have a sequel or not. I know that if there is a story to tell, then tell it. Sure, make a sequel about it, and if there's enough demand for a sequel, then make one. But I don't really know whether there was enough demand for a sequel or not. Don't know. I will say, though, that this movie kind of felt like one of those sequel movies similar to Home Alone and Home Alone 2. So with Home Alone, you have the kid left at home on his own after his family go on vacation and forget about him. And then he deals with the criminals trying to break into their home to take their stuff. Then in Home Alone 2, the kid ends up on the wrong plane and the family are in Florida while he's in New York, and again comes face to face with the same criminals from the first movie. Well, this film had a little bit of the same formula in the first two Home Alone movies. Want to recap? Okay, so the first movie, you have this couple who decide to surprise one another by rocking up at their family's homes, only to discover that they are spending Christmas with their couple's family without them by their side. And so therefore, they have to work out a way to get to each other in time for Christmas. And along the way, they do end up finding out secrets about one another that they didn't know about before. Then you have the sequel, which is this one. And in the sequel, it basically sees the couple spend time with their family, and both the couple and their families, respectively, decide to go on vacation for Christmas, only to find that they are both in the wrong destinations. However, though, the only difference is they are with their own families this time around. And once again, like the first movie, they discover some secrets that they didn't know about before, and their relationship is put to the test throughout this film as well. Like I say, I wouldn't say I loved this movie. Did I enjoy it? For the most part, yeah, I did. But as the credits rolled, though, I just kind of felt meh about this movie. And I will still add this to my Christmas watch list to watch annually every year. Spirited. Now, before we move on to Spirited right here, I'm just going to say that I did give the last movie 2.5 stars over on Letterboxd, okay? So now we're going on to Spirited. Spirited is a 3-star rating over on Letterboxd. So with Spirited, I watched this movie just days after Christmas in 2022. When it got released, and now just days after Christmas in 2023, probably around the same time as I did in 2022, I am watching the movie again because I enjoyed watching the first time around, and I enjoyed watching it again the second time around, and it's safe to say that this will always be on my annual Christmas movie watch list to watch every year at Christmas. However, though, I think in 2024, a little bit later on this year, when we get to around about the end of November, when Christmas does come back around, I would like to watch this a little earlier in December. I might try and make this one of the first Christmas movies that I watch in December. Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell and Octavia Spencer star in this Apple TV Plus original movie. And what I will say is that this is a feel-good Christmas musical movie. I mean, it kind of gives me the same feel-good vibes that The Greatest Showman gives me, except this has more of a Christmas theme going for it, but I still really enjoy this one a lot, and I do think this is fun for all the family to enjoy at Christmas time.
P2.
So P2, I gave 4 stars over on Letterboxd. Now, the most underrated Christmas horror movie that I have just came across and seen for the first time. How on earth is this the first time I have seen this Christmas horror movie? How have I only heard about this movie now? Anyways, this is a brilliant cat and mouse thriller horror movie, which I loved so much. There are times where you do feel like Tom, the security guard, could have some redemption, but then he turns really, really nasty towards the other main character in this movie called Angela. Now, I will warn you now that there is a scene of a dog being brutally killed by Angela, but to be honest, she had a good reason to, because if she didn't kill the dog, then the dog would have probably viciously attacked her and killed her. But this is a fantastic Christmas horror movie, and it's definitely one that I'll be adding to my watch list to watch every year, because this was absolutely brilliant. I can also say that the ending to this movie is also really well executed and has a very satisfying ending as well. Really enjoyed P2.
May, December.
May, December, I gave 3 stars over on Letterboxd, and Charles Melton, Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman all star in this movie, May, December, directed by Todd Haynes, and also is produced by none other than actor Will Ferrell. I could have sworn I've heard of Todd Haynes before. I looked up to see what movies he's directed in the past, but there's none that I've seen before that he's directed, but me saying his name just makes him sound familiar. The movie itself is about a married couple who 20 years ago made tabloid news. 20 years later, they have an actress turn up to their home to do research on their relationship, now for a film that she's about to work on. I will say this, having Natalie Portman in this film is great. I don't think I've seen her in any other movie aside from the Thor movies from the MCU. Charles Melton, I thought, was also fantastic. However, though, there is a sex scene in this movie which I still can't get out of my head. We see, I believe it was Charles Melton's character on the floor, completely butt naked, and I mean like butt naked, and yeah, wearing no clothes at all. And I think he was having sex with Natalie Portman's character, but let me tell you now that it was the most unrealistic sex scene I have seen in a movie since the Tommy Wiseau movie titled The Room. He was butt naked while she still had her skirt on. Were they having sex, or was he dry humping her? I have no idea. Anyways, I thought I would watch this movie because before the month of December came to an end, because, well, it has December in the title. It, by the way, has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just a romance drama. That's basically it. And also I wanted to start watching some of the 2023 titles that I had left to watch before the year is over. I'm definitely going to be watching some 2023 releases at the beginning of 2024 for sure.
Silent Night.
And then we come to not only the final Christmas movie, but also as well, the final movie that I watched in 2023, and as you can see by the poster here, it is Silent Night. So Silent Night, I gave 2.5 stars over on Letterboxd. Now Joel Kinnaman and Kid Cudi star in this dialogue-free movie, which is directed by John Wick director John Woo. I should also say that this is the final Christmas movie that I have watched in 2023 as well. I've been looking forward to watching this movie since I first saw the trailer. Then when I found out it was coming to Now TV in the UK towards the end of December, I had more of a reason to look forward to watching this movie as well. Plus, not only this, but I saw the trailer for the movie for the first time just days after watching the dialogue-free movie No One Will Save You, starring Caitlin Dever, and that for me was a solid movie. So I had a good reason to sit down and watch this film. I saw one dialogue-free movie, which was great, but this dialogue-free movie, well, the action was great in this. I love the action sequences, and I do think it does have a great payoff. We do hear the main character at the beginning of the film running for his life, and he is grunting along the way. I felt like there could have been some dialogue here and there at the beginning of the movie, rather than this being dialogue free. The only moments we do hear speaking is from the police in the background of the movie, when you hear them on their police radios in the background. There are a few Christmas songs that we do hear throughout the movie as well, and I will say that this does have some emotional moments in it as well. So at times you do feel sorry for the character, and you can understand why he wants to set out for revenge. But aside from this though, I wouldn't say I felt the same way as I did after watching No One Will Save You earlier in the year on Disney+. I do feel like there could have been a little bit of dialogue in here from the main characters at the beginning of the film, but you know what? I still had a great time with this movie, therefore I'll add it to my Christmas watch list to watch again in 2024 for sure.
Wonka.
And then we've got the first movie of 2024, and it's also the last movie that I've watched this week as well. I know. You know what's funny, right, is this week I've had an entire week off work, and to be honest with you, I probably would have sat down and watched and caught up on some movies, because honestly, there are going to be movies that you're going to be seeing next to me in the coming weeks that got released at the end of 2023 or towards the end of 2023, like Napoleon and Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget and Rebel Moon and Leo and if I've not mentioned Napoleon yet, Napoleon and Anyone But You and Ferrari and Aquaman 2, Aquaman Lost and the Lost Kingdom. You know, all those movies, by the way, I'm still yet to watch from 2023. So it's kind of funny, really, because I've done like a top 2023 movie list, and yet there are some movies from 2023 that I never even got round to watching. So, and who knows, some of those movies could have ended up being in my top 20 of last year. But anyway, even if I watch them this year, by the way, and they're really, really good movies, I'm not going to include them in my top 20 of 2024, okay? The top 20 of 2024 movies are movies that came out this year in cinemas, okay? But anyway, let's talk about Wonka, okay? Because that is a film that I have gone to see at the cinema this week, okay? There is going to be a couple of other movies, by the way, which I'm going to talk about in the next part of this video, which I am planning to watch in the next week, which you can expect reviews for. I'll talk about that in a moment. But first of all, though, let's talk about Wonka. because I gave that a 4-star rating over on Letterboxd. So welcome to 2024. The first movie that I've seen this year in 2024 is Wonka. I'm currently playing catch up with movies that came out over the Christmas and New Year period, and this was the first movie I have watched. Now, over the festive period, I was hearing a lot of positive feedback about this movie, so I thought to myself that I had to check this one out. The trailers for this movie made me not really interested in checking this out, but after hearing positive feedback from not only critics, but from friends who had seen this as well, I thought I would check out this movie. So, Timothée Chalamet plays Willy Wonka in this version of the classic Roald Dahl movie. And I'm going to be honest, first of all, that if I was to rank the versions of Willy Wonka we have now got, I'd put the original Willy Wonka played by Gene Wilder in first place, Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka in second place, and then Johnny Depp's version of the character in third place. I did love this version of Willy Wonka that Chalamet played. I also thought that Olivia Colman was great in the role of Mrs. Scrubbit. She kind of reminded me of Miss Trunchbull from the Matilda movie back in 1996, especially with her own version of Miss Trunchbull's Chokey, the head teacher had in the books and movie. She had that in this movie, which I thought was, well, not great for the characters, but original for the movie. I kind of got a Matilda reference from that. I will say that turning this into a more of a musical adaptation of the film was something a little different. Of course, in the other two versions that came before this, they were also musicals in their own unique way, but this one took it up a notch with more original songs as well, which was great. I will also say that the only two songs that weren't as original were the Oompa Loompa song and the Pure Imagination song, but I think Chalamet did the Pure Imagination song justice and didn't really ruin it, which I think for those who have seen the original, like I have, they would have been worried that doing another version of a good song would have ruined it, but for me, it didn't. As for the Oompa Loompa, which was played by Hugh Grant, again, I was a little worried about it because from the trailer, it didn't win me over at all, and the small glimpse of the character from the trailer didn't win me over neither. However, though, I will say, when you watch the movie for itself, I thought Hugh Grant did a great job in the role as the Oompa Loompa, and turns out that in this version of the adaptation, the Oompa Loompa is a nemesis of Wonka who steals his chocolate, but there's a reason for that though, which I won't dive into in this review because of spoilers, but the Oompa Loompa is actually rather funny in the film as well, surprisingly. All in all though, don't judge this movie based on the trailer. If the trailer doesn't win you over, just take a chance on this because it does have its funny moments, one for all the family to enjoy, and also does feature Rowan Atkinson, who a lot of people will know has played Johnny English in other movies, as well as the more notable Mr. Bean in the past as well. If I was to rate this movie out of 10, I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really decent adaptation of a classic character. And there we go. That is the movies that I have got to talk about in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What movies have you been watching over the past week? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, if you are new around here, you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button to become a Stevo. Just a very quick reminder to let you know is that in my next episode, which will be episode 12 of Steve's movie wrap up, which is coming out next Friday, I am going to be talking about the movies Anyone But You, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Night Swim, as well as next goal wins as well, and maybe Ferrari as well, if I do get a chance to give that film a watch over the next week in the cinemas. And there might be some more movies from streaming services that I might try and watch as well for you guys to hear me talk about. So we'll find out. We will find out next week. Anyway, do join me on Monday, by the way, on Monday the 8th of January. I am going to be doing an unboxing video, which I'm really looking forward to showing you guys what I have got. I have brought myself a little post-Christmas treat, and it's an unboxing. I'm going to unbox it for you guys and show you what it is. I'm not going to say what it is. You guys are going to have to find out in Monday's episode what it is. But, as always, thank you for joining me. From me, though, goodbye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.